Hello everyone, Shadefire here, and welcome back to Let's Play Amnesia: The Dark Descent. This is episode 3. So last time we mixed the chemicals and melted the patch of flesh that was blocking our access to the refinery. Now we're down here, and within seconds of arriving, some kind of dimensional shift occurred, and now this place is full of meat, water, and an invisible monster that is just standing next to me. So, for whatever reason, this thing can only reach us when we are in the water. I guess it's very short. Or doesn't have arms. Because it can't come after us when we're up here. Well, there's a lever in this direction, so I assume this is where we want to go first. I think that's a gate that is opening. So I think this creature is faster than us in the water. Like, we can't just out-sprint it in the water, but it has to slow down when we get out of the water. I also wonder if this thing has any physical presence. Like, I feel like I bounced off it there for a second. Skull did go right through it. Alright, apparently the correct way to pronounce this is laudanum. Laudanum. So I'll stop changing it every time. I think that's all that's in this side room. Okay, we're getting spooked. Gotta have a bit of a lamp breather. So here's the gate. And we need to go back, pull that switch, and then make it here before it lowers enough that we can't get through. Which seems like quite a path we have to make, but, you know, when you're kind of like parkour sprinting across, like this, I feel like it won't take too long. Shit. I had an idea, but it looks like that won't work out. I was like, can I maybe just take one of these boxes and wedge it under the switch so that it can't deactivate? But now we're just going to wait it out and pull it again. There's a lot of bones down there. Now, are we on the path to the refinery, or are we in the refinery? Because it doesn't look like they really refined much here. It's just more bookshelves. So the water monster is also attracted to throwing things in the water. Alright. Gotta parkour our way across. Haven't missed a jump yet. Feeling good. And through. And... okay. There is another one here, unfortunately, so not out of the woods yet. This box we can move. It's distracted by chewing on the meat. Can't take this arm, though. I don't know if it was distracted, or this one is just able to reach me on these little boxes. Don't really know where I'm going with these. But they are like an infinite safe path. I must have been, like, slightly touching the water. Okay, so... we got a wheel there. Which means we're gonna need to distract this with some meat. Alright. Tried to close the door behind me, but I was too slow. Hollow needle. How much oil do we have left? We got one little jar. Health is doing not great. So let's pop one of these. Two of these. Alright. Back to mostly healthy. Locked with a simple lock. So we're probably gonna need... I really can't make that jump. And there's our first death. Dead flesh can act as a distraction. Yeah, I'm aware of that. And we're back here. Alright. And my boxes are over there. Oh, now I can pick up the arm. I don't know why it wasn't letting me before. I don't suppose the door is still open? Alright. It shoved me through the gate that I couldn't fit through otherwise. But apparently, it doesn't take up any physical space because it fit right under there too. I was hoping I could rush this, and at least our meat came back. Oh. Now I'm over here. I didn't realize there was a torso over here. Is it... not in this room? Did it trap itself behind the gate? I don't know how these checkpoints work. Or is this one of those adjusted difficulties thing where now the game is like, okay, you're having too much trouble, we're gonna take away the monster. Because that would be shitty. Oh, no, it is trapped back there. This gate doesn't close. And somehow I don't think I can lower the gate behind me to lock it out. Alright, what else do we got in this room? Not really much. So, I have the hollow needle still. I would assume that means I just need a lockpick with this thing? Yeah, I guess that's good enough. Something large brushed against his leg, and he felt himself being dragged along by the current of the beast. He pushed himself above the surface. "Help!" he cried, as the ocean swallowed him again. We are still, like, waist deep in the water, so there could be another beastie around. In fact, it sounds like one just dropped in to say hello. I was gonna take that crate and stand on it, but I guess we just keep going. seems to be working out. He felt himself being hoisted out of the ocean. The lacquered hull of SS Hortensia glittered in the soothing, warm yellow light of the setting sun. He turned his head to the calm ocean reaching towards the coast of Portugal and thought, is this another dream? Okay, we have made it out of the water zone and out of anywhere I might be familiar with, because I know I didn't get past that water section in the first impressions. Alright, maybe that's the way we need to go. Hey, look, more drips. Are we still following these drips as well? I definitely don't remember this big hall with its fancy statues. Okay, how are we doing on health? All is good, crystal clear. I guess this checkpoint restored me? I guess dying also restored me. So we don't have any meat spreading to this zone yet, but I'm sure it will once we make some progress. Storage. Let's make sure to take a look around first this time. That's actually a pretty creepy fountain compared to all this other stuff around. Just a torso missing and a spinal baby who's just like, ugh. But I was gonna say, let's make sure to take a look around first so we don't miss any instructions like I did in the first area. Study. Guest room. Nothing really pointing me in any of those directions, so I guess we'll go the way the game was telling me to go. What does... Okay, Daniel has nothing to say about this yet. We don't have any objectives.
You have an ascending room. Will it take us to the inner sanctum?
It will definitely take care of the vertical part of our journey. So, you have ridden an elevator before?
Yes, the Colosseum at Regent's Park has one. It takes you to the gallery where you can view the panorama.
Good. This ride might be a little longer, and in the other direction.
Alexander has a similar cadence to like Wayne June in his voice. Suppose an elevator would be a pretty fancy thing in the 1800s. Machine room. Unless it was like water powered. Alright, I'm gonna guess this doesn't work yet. Yeah. Big surprise. Find a way to start the engine that powers the elevator. That would presumably be the machine room. So is Alexander like Dracula? He's got all these advanced technologies in his castle that no one else has heard of. I was gonna say let's go to the storage first, because we're probably gonna need parts from there, but let's go to the machine room first, and it'll tell us what we need to fix, so we know what we're looking for. Oh, well, first off, we're looking for a key, it turns out. Now, I would think this key is not in the storage room. It's probably in one of these two rooms. Is this another dream, he thought, and screamed at the top of his lungs. That's usually what you expect when you pull somebody out of the ocean. They just start screaming. Bible, crucifix. Our sanity should be doing just fine here. To my most trusted student and friend, Johann Weyer. The most remarkable thing has happened as I was traveling through the Prussian woods this summer. I finally found one of the orbs I had been looking for the last 20-odd years. It is inexplicable as the heliodromus described it in the Hortus Conclusus. It was, as it was told about, an underground Mithraic temple crowned with the unearthly artifact. The orb was big enough to fill my cupped hands, and the texture was smooth and jagged, its color washed while rich. Contrast is not enough to describe its nature. It was an impossibility, an artificial paradox captured within stone. I was staying in a nearby village called Alstadt, investigating one of the antiquated trails, when I finally found the cavern. I went inside, and suddenly I could verify the truth of these enigmatic artifacts. They were real. So this would be the noble Agrippa that we heard about. As you can understand, this is the most important discovery of my life, but it has also become my greatest fear. As I entered the underground chamber, I could feel that I was trespassing. Because of my curiosity, I did my best to fight these instincts and fetch the orb from its place. I scrambled out of the chamber and into the woods. I could sense something was following me. It bayed loudly as it closed in. The beast, this guardian of the orb, was relentless in its pursuit. I made my way to a nearby ravine, where I stumbled upon some men fishing in the lake. I tried to warn them as I passed, but fortunately they remained as I continued my escape. When I heard their cry of pain echo through the valley, I felt such a tremendous sense of relief, thinking I would be spared. Suddenly, a blue shimmering light engulfed me, and the colors of the forest were washed away before my eyes. I kept running through the bleak surroundings. The trees had turned charcoal black with the leaves of cinder, the ground covered in murky water. I pressed on through the drenched land as the glowing ember gave way to the rising wind and rained on me. I could hear pleading screams in the distance, and I joined in as pain and fear overtook me. I fell to the ground, gasping for air. This certainly must sound strange, but I had been carried miles away across the Alps to a grassy field outside Genoa. The Guardian had taken the orb from me, but still until this day I fear its return. Sometimes I lay awake at night listening for the howling cry I heard in the forest. It has been nearly a decade since that day, and I still haven't been able to write about the incident. The last time we spoke, you told me about your interest and ongoing research into the mythic orbs, and I realized I owed you the truth about my visit to Alstadt. Your friend and mentor, Heinrich Cornelius Agrippa. So, this is obviously related to the orb that Daniel found on his own expedition. Maybe a lesser orb? Alright, well, that does fill in more of the lore, but it doesn't really help us with our current search. Though, how exactly do all these notes seem to find their way to the castle? Another tinderbox. Another tinderbox. How many are we at? 16. I feel like there's not going to be any shortage of tinderboxes. I mean, I haven't really been using them. Alright. Nice well-lit room. That seems to be where they do all the taxidermy. Understanding balance. Milestones of human anatomy. Understanding locomotion. The canine jaw. Ah, Betsy. You were my most faithful hound. You, on the other hand, are just a feathered rat. Canis lupus familiaris, 1658, April 12. After a short study, it is clear that the agitation found among humans can be found in the dog. Fear and pain induce stress which seems to trigger an endogenous response, causing the animal to burst with energy. I believe that the catalyst is produced in the brain. It is difficult to determine exactly where and what it is, but I can sense it. It reeks of cosmic genesis. Is that adrenaline he's trying to discover? There is an inherent problem in harvesting this energy, since the creature is bound to die from the exercise. I must refine this process of torture to enable any real work to be done. More experiments must be performed, but it seems that only human beings are able to produce the amount necessary. It might be their ability to appreciate the severity of the process that ultimately augments their experience of terror. I need the fear energy. And I can only get so far ahead in my research with dogs.
Let's see what you have to offer. What a mess. I should have sharpened the saw, but I can sense it. It's definitely there.
Give me your fear. Release it to me. Well, that's probably Alexander. He's even got his name on him. And he looks like fucking dry parchment. Why are you so small? Or is that actually the same height as Daniel? Because, I mean, that looks about where our camera is located. Relax, man. It's just a box of bones. Guess another one of the reasons he needed all those local folks was to extract their fear energy. The spook bone, as you might call it. Alright, well, nothing in there. Wait, is there a note on the desk? Nothing that will serve us. I do appreciate that there are actually well-lit areas and that the whole castle is not just dark. Okay, we got a memento from this as well. Find a way to start the engine, find the key, find another way around the rubble in the study. Okay. Daniel's got a sense that there's something back there. Is the dog gonna leap through this window? There's a tinderbox out there. Nobody keeps a tinderbox from me. You know, this is probably the way to go to get around the rubble. I mean, that's some clever direction of the player's attention, because you have the little window thing pop, the player comes over to see it and goes, oh, some oil, and then when they pick that up, they say, oh, some tinderbox. Maybe I can get that. And it leads you the right way without just telling you. There is goop leaking out of the castle. That's probably not great. This is the last window anyway. Elevator renovation plans. Another rock. Gears. I guess we don't need these gears though, because we're not picking any of them up. When will it be my turn? Have I not shown restraint? My patience spans centuries. From where I came, mankind has not even wasted a breath. Yet I bow to you. I have done so much for you, and I have gained nothing in return. Agrippa, I trusted you. It was I who, in all fairness, should have entered that gate. But who was Agrippa's servant? Was it also Alexander? Emergency decelerator, aka the brakes. Chamber controller, using steam power for elevation. Elevator schematics. He's like, I don't know what this is. Okay, flow cycle rod, probably gonna need that. Some oil. Elevator machine instructions. If the elevator breaks down again, make sure to use the steam engine to build up pressure before channeling it into the machinery. Adjust the levers to get the right amount of pressure inside the chamber. The meter should read up 8 and down 8. Make sure the flow is set according to the following chart. Trinity steam set functions. 4-phase amplitude. Complete steam flow cycle. Note that the machine will not check proper configuration until all rods are inserted. Frictional also does love their multi-part machine puzzles where you gotta toggle a bunch of levers and switches. Okay, well, we've only got one rod right now. So, looks like we're just gonna go back. And I'm sure it will be completely uneventful to travel back. Whatever otherworldly beast stalks the woods outside the castle. So we've done everything we can do in the study. The thin, cold mist brushed his face as he stepped outside. London weather could be cruel, but it was the kind of cruelty he could handle. He climbed out of bed and looked out the window. It was completely dark. He waited, glanced at the old clock, and waited some more. 4 o'clock, he thought. It's enough.
My journal is gone. What would they want with my journal?
Well, obviously they wanted to tear all the pages out and scatter them around the castle. Stuck due to a broken lock. That sounds like smashing territory to me. Open! Open! It's the FBI. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna work. We'll need to find another way around and break it from the inside. More laudanum.
2nd of July, 1839. I received a letter today from the Algerian governor's office disclosing the fate of Herbert's expedition. About a week after my departure, Abdullah, one of the men traveling with us, returned from the desert. He was badly injured, as if maimed by a lion. The man rambled deliriously about the expedition being attacked by something horrible. The French quickly dispatched a search party to look for the expedition. After searching for days, they found the camp abandoned without any trace of Herbert or his men. Tomorrow, I'll retrieve the things they recovered from Herbert's tent at the customs house. I don't know what to make of it, but I'm worried for him.
Perhaps the guardian of the sphere that we took? Since Daniel brought it back to London with him? So, is this where Daniel was staying then? In this guest room? It's seen better days. Ah, my only white shirts. I tried to shove that closed and it, stopped. Okay, nothing there. Someone searched this room and they didn't even take a tinderbox. Crowbar? Though I think it would have just been called a pry bar at the time.
3rd of July, 1839. Today I picked up Herbert's things at the customs house. I dug through the trove of documents he had carried and found a log detailing the expedition. The nature of this text ranged from quick notes to colourful accounts of transpired events. I skimmed the pages, trying to figure out what might have happened. May 17th, the day I was trapped inside the orb chamber, Herbert dryly states, "Recovered Daniel after 1 hour of entrapment." This confused me greatly. I was suffocating within minutes. How could I have lasted an hour? I continued reading the peculiar text. Herbert states his facts without judgment or passion, but suddenly I could read frustration into his text. He pushed his men to investigate the underground tomb, an effort which seems to have strained the minds of his men. Madness spread through the ranks, and Herbert had to take some extreme measures to continue. He finally visits the chamber himself, where he retrieves the orb to the surface. His account confuses me greatly. If he has the orb, what are those pieces in my drawing room?
Confuses me as well because I thought Daniel had taken the orb, and apparently he had. There was just another one. Maybe the orb replaced itself after Daniel broke it with his stupid hands. Alright, so we should be able to pry this door open now. Gotta do it manually. Wow.
The key. Please, let it be here.
He's strong, because he fucking broke it in half. I knew this day would come with all these man-sized wardrobes. It keeps trying to open itself. Like, if I let go of this, it'll just slowly drift open. Hello? Any spooks left out there? No. Looks like they got bored. Just kind of peeked his head through the door and was like, nothing here. Alright, Daniel kept one of these taxidermied rabbits. Has it also got, like, a big scar down the middle? I think I didn't hear you. My little hissy buddy. I'm actually surprised that they're not just like sprites. Oh, I didn't open these drawers. Tinderbox. Tinderbox. How come this one stays open? Oh, I think it was wedged on the candle. There's just one hissing cockroach. Come here, you little fucker. Yeah, I don't think we can smush him either. Restore your sanity by smashing all of your hallucinatory cockroaches. Okay, some of these drawers don't come out. It's really specific about which ones have what behaviors. I brought all these shirts, but they gave me so many drawers that I just put one in each.
4th of July, 1839. It's done! The orb is assembled. I was awakened by an exhausting nightmare. Shaking and sweating, I retired to the drawing room with a cup of tea. The relic pieces lay spread across the table as I'd left them, but somehow I knew how it was supposed to be. I fetched the tar, which I had prepared to fix the pieces together, and without fault I joined them, producing the orb I remembered so clearly. The tar proved unnecessary. It was pushed out from the joining pieces as they merged on their own, with no adhesive. The ancient stone relic now rests on my table. Its immaculate surface and perfect shape could have been molded by a factory. This is all too strange.
I never expected this strange, ancient, and mysterious artifact to be unusual. Peculiar, even. So what do we get out of this aside from the lore? I don't think we really got anything. I think this was just the lore room. We broke our crowbar, so we didn't even get to keep that. Oh, I thought that was a secret lever. It's just a hook. The strange letter frightened him, but it was also the only one which offered some comfort. Alright, time to check the storage room. panted heavily, trying his best to keep himself from screaming. The medicine cabinet had been overturned and lay collapsed on the floor. He reached through the broken glass door and grabbed all the sedatives he could find. And there will definitely not be any giant burrowing worms or anything down here. The darkness in the storage feels strange and unnatural, so it'll probably kill me. Good thing I've got all these tinder boxes. Oh, okay, nothing in there. I have a feeling that if I'm in the dark without a light source at all, I'll just keel over. That torch is not there. Neither is that one. It is also possible that this will just, drain my sanity faster. I mean, I've got a decent amount of oil, I guess. Machine parts.
Please, let me go. I won't tell anyone, I swear. I just want to go home. No! Get away from me! Leave me alone!
I'll swear I never saw a machine of any kind. Machines don't even exist. Machine parts. Like everywhere else in this castle, it's blocked off by a collapse. The place is most unstable. Though they did state that earlier, that when the shadow came, much of it would collapse. Great, another one of these cask rooms that are just everywhere. Primary. Valve has been rusted shut.
Darkness closing in.
Yeah, it seems to just affect me faster. Drill part. So we gotta be quick as to not run out of oil. Secondary. Another drill part. Is this wailing lady going to be wandering around looking for us? Need to find all the parts first. Okay, I guess we're missing the drill tip. Box. Full set of goodies. Is there anything else in this room? Nothing we immediately need. Alexander, I have prepared the explosives you needed for clearing the flood drain. I can't stress enough how important it is that the mixture is handled with care. Please try to tell your feather-brained servants this before you go ahead with your plans. The liquids are not by themselves explosive and should be kept separated to avoid further mishaps. I've arranged 2 large vats in the next room for the ingredients. All you need to do is mix the liquids and you are ready to go. Okay. So, explosive mixture is likely how we're going to get to the machine parts room. which probably means we're gonna have another one of those carry a thing that if you drop it, it will blow up in your hands puzzles. But I need something to put them in. No, I kept the chemistry pot, so I guess that's what we're gonna do. No use, the valve is rusted shut. Okay, I didn't actually realize that we kept some of our items here. Okay, we can't screw this into it and use it as good enough. We need a drill bit. And what is this? It's the flow cycle rod, so we do need that. So we need a drill bit so that we can drill a hole into the cask and obtain the fluid we need. Tinderbox. Gotta say, it's not in here. I mean, keeping the light off does at least let us see the flash from items. I mean, it could be behind any of this shit. I'm gonna say this room is clear. There's nothing hidden in here. That one's also rusted shut. It's not in the center here, right? Gotta be in here. We didn't find anything else useful in here. So we gotta find a drill bit in a haystack? I don't know. Can't see where it would be hidden. But sometimes these things are hidden in like little nooks and crannies. Thankfully, not most of the time, though. You would think it would be in here. This is like the tool room. Can't tip over the shelf. Alright, let's try looking upstairs in case I missed a room. Came down this hallway. There was the door that wouldn't budge. Though I get the feeling that's probably our way out from here. This has not worked a single time yet, but I'm still going to try it on every stuck door. Equipment. I don't think we looked down here, did we? No, okay, this is where we just were. Thought I had a torch at the bottom. think this is the one we didn't go down. There are 3 pathways, so one of them is not where we came from, and I think it's this one. Or is it? This leads to the back hall. Okay, so that's the instruments over there. That's the back hall. And that leads to the collapsed stairs, so it has to be in here. I guess I didn't really look around that much. Yep, there it is right there. Here's our favorite fella, Mr. Lips. I think it's Mr. Lips. We haven't got a good look at him. Yeah, that's definitely Mr. Lips. I am constructing a hiding spot. If we don't look at him and don't acknowledge him, he won't be able to see us. I can't fucking believe that actually worked. That was my minor panic planning. I thought he was just gonna see me, slap the box out of my hand, and punch my face in. Ah, shit. I'm trying to just stack this. There we go. So I do know what this guy looks like just because, you know, everyone posts the friggin' face everywhere. But I think Mr. Lips is an appropriate pseudonym for him. Alright, well. Let's build ourselves a hand drill. Okay, I think he went down that hall. Take a deep whiff of this candle as we go by to calm our nerves. And I think rather than making this very likely explosive mixture, we're going to save that for next time. We're just going to go down here and prepare to mix. I mean, I think we can put one of these in without it being a problem. Partially filled pot. Yeah, so it's not explosive yet. But as soon as I put that other stuff in there, I'll probably have to carry it in front of me like it's TNT. So we'll save the explosive finale for next time. Obviously not the finale of the game. I think we've got some hours to go. But until then, I've been Shadefire. Thanks for joining me and Daniel. And I hope you'll remember things with us next time.